I think his job is already gone. I mean, I think you're just coaching out the year at this point, and I think it's already bad as is. You traded for Deshaun Watson, that didn't work out. He gets hurt. You draft and sign all these quarterbacks. I mean, Joe Flacco, he looks a lot better in Cincinnati than he did in Cleveland. So there's that. But you benched him for Gabriel, which smart. You got to see what the young guys can do. But I mean, look at what the Saints are doing. They gave Rattler a chance, and then now they're giving Chuck a chance to show what he can do for an extended period of time. And for you not to do that for Shador, which I mean, of course, there's other reasons behind it. Like it definitely feels personal, and some of the answers to these reporters' questions are funny because you're not really answering the question. You're avoiding the topic because that he doesn't want Shador to be the topic of conversation. Like this whole thing, it just reminds me of when Cam Newton was looking for a job and all these teams didn't want to sign him because you don't want to have the backup being the face of the team almost. Like people look at Shador every week and question when is he going to play? When is he going to play? And nobody has an answer. The owner's not going to say anything, of course. He didn't want him here. And the coach, I mean, like you said, if Shador goes out there and plays well, ESPN's going to have a field day. All these reporters are going to have a field day, and he's never going to hear the end of it. So this is one way to stop those questions from being asked. But Gabriel's not it. Like he was cool in Oregon, but it's the NFL. You got to be able to push the ball down the field in this NFL. Like you can't just throw to the tight ends and expect to be competitive week in and week out. Like you've got Judy, you've got Isaiah Bond, who was solid at Texas last year. You've got all these receivers that I'm sure if you put Shador out there, they'll be juiced to play with him because at least he's going to take chances. He's going to try to push it into windows that Gabriel, I guess, can't see. Just like what Tua said, maybe he's too short. So I don't know. It's not a pretty scenery out there, and it's never been pretty in Cleveland. But it's real ugly right now to be a Cleveland Browns fan, and you're in like QB purgatory right now. Because are you going to draft a quarterback next year? I mean, Deshaun, do you clear him to play later in this year? There's a lot of questions. Maybe that's why they don't want to name Shador the starter or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, Shador, it sucks to see this happening. I don't want to say it's like he didn't earn this, but because of his dad and all that stuff, now I feel like people are they're feeling really spiteful when it comes to Shador. And yeah, Stefanski, he'll be an OC somewhere next year, but I think it's run its course, which is crazy because I don't think he's a bad coach, but he's kind of showing his true colors right now.
Can I just say about Dillon Gabriel? Because I think Miles covered that Shador aspect really well. Nothing else really to say about it. But from the Dillon Gabriel standpoint, Kevin Stefanski is so full of it. It's ridiculous. He's obviously going to get fired. He's going to get fired for the biggest reason being that the fans have turned on him. These fans are sick and tired of him. They don't want to invest in the team anymore. Obviously, they've been through a lot, but they're really sick and tired of seeing Kevin Stefanski on that sideline because he's feeding them a load of crap, telling them, oh, yeah, well, we're going to run Dillon Gabriel out there, and he's our best chance to win football games, and that's the guy, right? They've never publicly supported Shador in any way. They've made sure to stay as far apart from Shador as possible in terms of actually lending him any kind of support. The owner literally separated himself from the pick entirely in the summer. I've never even seen that before. They did that with Shador Sanders. Okay, and to do what? To tell us that Dillon Gabriel was the guy who was waiting in the wings when you had Joe Flacco, and you were so confident in doing that you traded Joe Flacco to a division rival and said, no, we're going to start. It's your time now, Dillon Gabriel. We're going to hand you the keys. It was a third round pick. He's a third round pick. He was picked too high in that class. He was picked too high. There was Oregon. He had success at Oregon, sure, but it's college. the guys aren't as athletic as they are on the front line and the defensive line. And history tells you that with short quarterbacks, they're not great athletes who can run and buy time and are fast and are agile side to side. And he's none of those things. You can't see over the line. You can't create throwing lanes. You're not Russell Wilson. You're not Kyler Murray. You're not an aberration. So you're not Fran Tarkenton. It makes no sense for you to be out here for them to draft you. And then there's a whole lefty thing too, where lefty quarterbacks are just a little bit awkward. It is a real thing. But for that to be the reality, of course he's not throwing the ball down the field. He can't see it. He can't play on time. So it's an arrogance on Kevin Stefanski's part, but there's also like this hate for Shedeur that's very real. And I don't think that is you can't deny it when you see the way they talk, when you see them refuse to talk about him. Because what has Dillon Gabriel put on film to make you so sure that you don't want to play Shedeur Sanders? What does he put on film to make you be like, you know what? I don't want to even entertain conversations about Shedeur Sanders. He's put nothing good on film at all. You have wide receivers throwing passes. You're running gimmicks. Literally, Mike Vrabel was like, well, they ran a bunch of gimmicks last weekend. And once we got past that, it was pretty easy to guard him. Like what? Like if you have a really good quarterback, you know what you don't have to do? You don't have to do no gimmicks. You can do a traditional drop back pass offense and generate yards. So Dillon Gabriel's not an NFL quarterback. He doesn't belong in the NFL. He's not even an NFL backup, in my opinion. Watching him play, truly, every week is another horrific throw. So it's just a joke.